you. And then, all right, so we're live. So, hi everyone, I'm Shannon from Saastronautics, and I'm so glad that you all took the time to join us today for this webinar and get to hear from an inspiring figure in the industry today who believes in fear, regret more than failure because, unlike regret, failure can be a starting point for something new. So, with us is no other
You
than the
got it.
Saastronaut of the month of April, Kartik Sharma, the founder of Ksharkapps, located in New Delhi, India. I'm pretty sure that we will all be learning a lot from Kartik, his journey and how we got here. So don't forget to grab your pen and paper and, sit back, relax, because I know that he'll be sharing a lot of his wisdom and his experience with us on how he was able to start what he does best. And yeah, so you guys can all get inspiration from him. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome Kartik as he talks about how to search the right keywords and so much more. So hi Kartik, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm great. I just had a little bit of technical difficulties, which we
Yeah,
had
yeah, I can see that.
quite a few times.
Awesome. How
But
you
yeah,
guys doing, man? In Saastronautics, what's happening?
a lot of things are happening. I mean, we have the giveaway going on, and I know that a lot of people have been crazy over that. And it's given because I'd also love to join if I wasn't part of
But you
Saastronautics.
can't, but you can't win.
I mean, I
Yeah,
can, but I'm not gonna do that. All right.
yeah.
So should we put your
Awesome,
presentation up
guys.
and you can start?
Yeah, definitely. Awesome, guys. Glad to
All
connect
right.
with you guys. Again, I think many of you have actually seen me. Maybe you might have seen my face floating around different SaaS groups. I'm Kartik. I'm a small town developer that make apps and market them. And today I'm going to be talking about a very simple strategy to actually launch your app and get success in the market. So it's not going to be
All
just
right.
researching keywords. It's basically just give you a blueprint of what I basically do, and it's going to be helping you in a lot of ways. So let's go.
All right. I'm excited for this. Let's put you on and I'll mute myself.
Perfect. Okay, this is like a app launch strategy guide that I prepared like 5 minutes before the presentation started. So if there are any mistakes in spelling or something, just forgive me. But anyways, it's gonna be good for you.
And just listen to his words. Don't look at the presentation.
Okay, so just give me a second. Open the presentation. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can all see your screen.
Perfect. Okay, so this is just going to be like a small blueprint of what I basically do when I'm launching an app. So you can basically just go through the whole process and learn during it, like what exactly you should do when you're launching your own app at some point. Maybe not right now, maybe 1 year in the future, maybe like the next month. And yeah, definitely you can learn a bit of like what exactly you should be doing if you're just entering this space. Okay, let's just start. The first thing that I usually do, or I suggest anybody who's actually like trying to make an app, is to decide what is their target market. So target market could be uh, not just like basically what audience that you're targeting, but what particular country that you're targeting. So there are like, as you know, first world countries, second world countries, third world countries, right? So if you're going to be targeting US, Canada, or UK, your strategy of launch should be a bit different if you're instead when you're targeting like maybe India or some Asian countries. So that's what we're going to be talking about. So the US, UK, and Canada market is basically dominated by iOS. As you can see by the numbers, in US, 59.97%, which is basically like 60% of the market is iOS. So if you're going to be launching an app in US market, you should be actually iOS first instead of like trying to make an app for Android. Try to target a market which is already dominant in that particular country, right? So US and USA, UK, and Canada, you should first go with iOS. And as you can see with this app called Clubhouse, which is getting a lot of traction recently, they actually published their iOS app first because that was their target market, and that's what you should be targeting as well. If you're targeting like maybe India, Indonesia, Brazil, or any of the other Asian countries, you will see the penetration of Android is way more than iOS. So as you can see in India, around 96.07% of the whole devices are basically Android devices. So of course, when you're launching an app in India, you should go Android first because you're going to be reaching a much wider audience that way. So that's the first thing you should decide if you're deciding to launch an app. Which particular market are you targeting? Are you targeting like USA, UK, Canada, like the first world countries, or you're targeting the Asian countries, or you're targeting like European countries, and basically decide based on that. That should be your first thought, basically. Okay, so let's move to the next point. Study your competition. So before you make any kind of product, I think it's not just for apps, you should be studying your competition first, like what exactly alternatives exist in the market, what kind of things people already use. So in that sense, the same thing when you're entering app market, you should study your competition. For example, I did a little research for you guys for a particular app, like a scanner app. So if you are trying to make a scanner app at some point, like a PDF scanner or cam scanner app, you should be looking into their tools called Sensatar, App Any, Mobile Action, and AppWeek. Many of these are premium tools. If you just want to do initial research, you can start with Sensatar and App Any, which have some free tier. So you can basically go with them. This is a basic analysis from Sensatar that you can see. There's one app called Scanner app from BP Mobile, which does around $3 million every single month. They get a download number of 1 million downloads. Now there's the Cam Scanner app, which is like a famous app that got actually banned in India last year. This app was getting around in on iOS around 2 million downloads every single month, and from that, these guys were generating around $3 million. So basically, these are not the exact figures, but these are the rough figures from in-app purchases. This particular revenue might not actually involve the advertising revenue that these guys make. So that's just the money they make from in-app purchases, right? So that gives you a really good analysis of the market. Like if you're actually going to be going into that market, can you actually make money from that? If you can make money from that, that's a good market to enter. Okay, so when we are done with our market research, we have figured out, okay, we can make money. There are like lots of people actually interested in it. The next thing we do is steal users from your competitors. So see, your competitors are already there. They have already figured out the market. They have already acquired a lot of users, right? So what you can do is basically study the users that your competitors are acquiring and see what they are actually asking from your competitors and how you can actually do that. You can do that by studying
Wait,
the
Kartik,
review
sorry,
section.
but is it okay if, sorry, excuse me, but Kartik, is it okay if you move your screen or the presentation? It's not moving on our end.
Okay, that's
It's
strange.
not, oh, it didn't switch. When you were talking, it didn't switch.
Okay, so
Can you
which
press
screen
or
I'm
can you
sharing?
move
Just
the page?
yeah,
Can you move the page or can you go to the next page? And let's see why it's not.
okay. But did you guys hear me or no? If you guys heard me, I think you
We
might have
heard
got a gist
you.
of it. Okay.
Yeah, we heard you. But
I think
I don't know
I'm
why.
actually moving it right now. But what I can do is I'll cancel the presentation and maybe reshare it if it's working
Sure,
again.
sure. All
Okay,
right.
hopefully that will work.
Yeah. Sorry guys, I was just a little I thought it was my Wi-Fi to be honest, because the Philippine Wi-Fi is not so good.
Okay,
But we can hear and see. Everyone can hear and see us. So it's just the
okay, okay. No worries, no worries. We'll do it
sorry.
again, guys. Don't worry about these kind of things happen.
All right, just tell
Mm-hmm.
me when it'll go on.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Just give me a
earlier when we
second.
were trying it, yeah, when we were doing a test run earlier, it was working properly, and
Okay.
then
Let me share
please
the screen again. Let's see.
Sure.
Uh, can you guys see it now? Say yes if you
There.
can see
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys better comment yes, because I'm not the only one watching.
What the hell, man?
Can you try moving
Is,
your can you try moving your slide and go to the next slide? There. Perfect. Now it's gonna work.
is it working now? So
Yes,
I'm
it's
not going to
working
be
now.
going through again through the slides, but I'll just give you a short overview of what I talked about so that you get a
Yeah.
gist of it. So basically, when you're like trying to launch an app or you're planning to launch an app in the market, you should be doing some steps. I'm just going through those steps one by one. First step is to decide your market, like decide which particular market you're going to be targeting. So your market would be like you're targeting the first world countries, second world countries, or third world countries, right? So if you're targeting maybe USA, UK, or Canada, you should always target iOS first, because as you can see from the statistics here, iOS is the dominant market here. So almost 60% of the market share in the mobile is from iOS. 40%, around 40% is Android. I'm not. I think Samsung is also Android. I'm not sure why they actually made it like separate. So if you're going to be targeting US, UK, Canada, or any of the first world countries, always go with iOS first, and that's why you can see like Clubhouse was iOS first. They didn't release Android app till now, and that's the reason for it, because their target market was USA. Okay, so if you're going to be targeting India, Indonesia, Brazil, or China, you should start with Android, because as you can see, the penetration of Android is 90, around 96% in these countries. Like in India, it's almost 96.07%. So if you're going to be launching an app for India, always target and start with Android first. Study your competition. Basically just study the market and see like how much money you can actually make with the apps that you're going to be launching. Study the kind of downloads that you can get, study the kind of users that you can get, and just you'll get a gist of it. You can use tools like Sensatar, App Any, Mobile Action, App Tweak, just to figure out your competitors, see the revenue and download stats. Basically you can see all these things in the free version as well. So just go to sensatar.com and you can search a particular app and you will see these things. Okay. And uh, once you have like decided the market, once you have decided, okay, this market is good to actually launch an app, you can try to steal users from your competitors. And how you do that is basically just studying all the users that your competitor has, and you can do that by actually going to the reviews. So that's not is not just specifically for apps. If you're going to be launching maybe a Shopify store or something, you can actually go and research the reviews your competitors are getting, maybe like what are the uh, things people are actually asking for, and you can decide based on that which product you should release. The same thing you can do with apps as well. So there you can see like some people are leaving a review, this particular product is not optimized for iPad. So what you can do is you can try to optimize your app for iPad, and that will make your app stand out. So these are something I usually go and look at 2 and 3 star reviews, because these are the reviews which provide you the most information, and that's what you should be doing as well. Most of the reviews from 5 star are like people are just praising the shit out of something. They're like, okay, this app is just amazing. This is the best app in the world. You don't get any kind of tangible information from that particular thing. So always go for 2 and 3 star reviews. Okay, targeting keywords to rank. That's kind of a really big topic, but I'm gonna be like just giving you like small things of what I do. I'm not gonna be going through the keyword research. So as you can see, it's not like the keyword research slide. It's like the app launch strategy guide. So I can't go deep into that. But if you want to go, like you can just PM me, and yeah, we can discuss that. Okay, so when you're targeting keywords for the app, what you should be doing, you should go and start researching uh, keywords on Sensortar. Sensortar is a tool that I actually told you about. It's free for some time. You can go and start searching, and you will be able to make around 100 or 200 searches for free. So just go and research the keywords your competitor is ranking for, and try to see which are the high density keywords, like which are the keywords which are getting the most of the traffic for that particular competitor. Try to see which are the keywords which are not that high density, but they are easier to rank. and just kind of create like different columns for these two different kind of keywords. What you should be doing, there's a process called app store optimization, similar to search engine optimization, which is like very famous in app web world. Anybody who is in the web world knows about SEO. The same thing we actually like translate to apps. It's called app store optimization. Basically, optimizing your app in such a way that your app is ranking for the right keywords and getting most of the downloads organically. That's what it is. Okay, so we're gonna be doing we're gonna be doing is like we create this kind of a list of all the high density keywords. We create a list of all the low density keywords, but which are easier to rank. All the high density keywords should be actually targeted in title and short description field of your app. So basically, if you're launching an Android app, you should be putting all the keywords which are the main keywords in the title, app title, or the short description. Make sense? So, and the same thing if you're going to be launching an app for iOS, there's this section called the keywords field. You should be actually putting all the high density keywords in that keywords field. Okay, so and if you're so what do you do with low search keywords? Low search keywords are basically keywords which are not that difficult to rank, so they can get you a bit of traffic flowing through your app in maybe like a longer duration of time, not just like instantly, but maybe in 2 or 3 months. So you should put all those keywords in the longer description section of Android. In iOS, it doesn't matter. Like you don't have to actually put any kind of keywords inside long description because you can't rank for them. That's all for the keyword research. If if you want to talk about this in detail, just ping me. I'll send you some resources, maybe help you out and just give you the right direction. Okay, optimize your store listing. So what exactly is it? Like if you're making a website, there's something called CRO, which is like rate optimization. So basically you optimize your web page for higher conversions. You put the videos, you put the titles, you put the subtitles, the same thing translates to app, and you can do the same thing with apps as well. But of course the dynamics are a bit different, so there will be some changes, and yeah, we're going to be talking about that in this particular section. The icon that you should be choosing shouldn't be like the icon that like really stands out, but should be grabbing your customer's attention in a way that he can relate to it. For example, if a user is searching for a Bitcoin app, like maybe a crypto wallet or something, uh, he will immediately go and look at the Bitcoin symbol. If an app has a Bitcoin symbol or maybe a crypto symbol, he'll immediately get his attention, right? So definitely try to put these kind of elements in the icon. And similarly, if you have a language learning app, maybe you're making an app for learning Chinese, you can put a Chinese flag on the icon so that basically it grabs your user's attention. These are like the very basics of it, but that gives you a good idea of like what kind of icons to make. And icons are a very important like factor when you are making apps, because almost 60% of the organic downloads are going to be coming through icons. So focus a lot of attention in this area. Do a lot of A/B testing. That is very important. Once the user actually clicks on the icon and he's inside your store page, app store page, he's going to be looking through these kind of things. So there's basically a section in which you can show the video of what the app does. You can show like, okay, if you have a language learning app, like what are the steps to learning a particular word? What are the steps to learning a particular sentence? So just give the user a kind of a brief video of like what exactly happens in your app, so that user know, okay, this is the app that I can use. The same goes in iOS and the same goes in Android. So you're going to be making an app basically showing user what exactly happens in your app, and so that he gets an idea of it. Google Play actually plays the video by default, so they have made it mandatory. If you're putting a video, just yeah, they're going to be like playing the video by default. So definitely focus in this section a lot. And if you're going to be making a video, spend some time on it. Like results vary a lot. Some videos can actually increase your downloads, and some videos can actually decrease your downloads as well. So always try to focus on making a good video, and if you can make a good video, then only put it. Otherwise, like don't bother putting it there. Once you're done with the video section, there's like, of course, the screenshots. Instead of putting vanilla screenshots or basically your app screenshots, you can try to create a customer journey as such, like what happens when the users enter your app, what is the first screen, what is the second screen, what is the third screen, and just take the user through that journey. So these kind of screenshots are in our test, in my test, basically have been shown to perform really, really good. And you can actually, yeah, just follow this particular recipe that I've given you. Try to create a user journey through your app screenshot so that user can actually follow it and like becomes interested in your app. And yeah, that's everything for the app store page. Yeah, just try to focus on these factors. Try to make your description more readable. Make Put some emojis just to grab the attention of a particular headline that you want to get the user's attention to. And just basic things of how you actually grab the user attention. The same thing that you do on Facebook posts, you can do the same thing in descriptions as well. Okay, drive traffic to your app. I think that's something that everybody wants to know. I'm just going to be talking about like basic stuff, not going to be talking about like really in detail like what exactly you should be doing, but you'll get a gist or an idea of what exactly happens and during an app launch and what you should be doing as well. Okay, so hacks to get organic traffic. In the starting, of course, you don't have a lot of money when you're maybe launching an app. Maybe you're just testing an idea and you don't want to spend too much money. What you can do is you can post in different forums, different groups, different communities. There are lots of Reddit communities where you can go and post like a indie developer and say, okay, I made this. This is my first app, and I'm just trying it out. Give me your feedback. And there are a lot of communities like that where you can share these kind of stuff. And some of these communities actually do receive a lot of traffic. So maybe if your app is actually good, it could actually skyrocket because of these communities. One of my first app actually rocketed because of this only. I didn't do any kind of paid ads. I didn't do anything. I just posted in every community I could find. And one of the forums I published my app in, it got featured on the homepage, and I got like 20,000 downloads in a single day. So definitely leverage these communities if you can. And yeah, they're really good organic points. Don't leave them. Even if you have a lot of budget, try to go to these communities as well. Another thing that you can do is try to get featured in app magazines. There are a lot of app magazines you can try. One of the best ones that is out there is App Advice. Sometimes they do take payment if they actually want to make you the app of the day. So if you have the money, you can actually pay them and get your app featured there. So uh, that's a really good uh, that's a really good particular organic traction method that you can use for iOS apps. So App Advice can get you a lot of organic traffic for iOS. So that's what you can use. Another thing that I recently did was run a giveaway. Giveaway are just amazing. They're not just for like getting leads for your website. Giveaways are amazing for like spreading the word about your app or product. In this particular case, we're going to be talking about apps. So you can actually give away participants some kind of benefits to actually share your giveaway, install your app, or maybe share with their friends, and so that they just get this kind of a benefit of actually downloading it. And that's what you can do, and that's what I did. We got around 100,000 downloads within a month, running giveaways and like doing this kind of organic thing. And we did get featured on some of the local media, so that was one of the factors. But yeah, giveaways are a big factor as well. Another thing that you can do is yeah, there's this strategy that works really well in both Android and iOS. Is you may If you have a paid app, of course, what you can do is in the starting first few days you can make your app free. So the strategy is called basically app gone free strategy. If your app is a paid app, you can basically make it free for some days, and you'll get a lot of traction because of that. Maybe you get like 20, 30,000 users which will actually be leaving reviews for your app. So that's really good. The more users are downloading your app, the more they are talking about your app. That's a good thing for you, and that's what you should be targeting. Of course, in all these methods, none of the methods you actually have to spend money. So these are all organic traffic methods. That's what I use most of the times. There are some other methods that I use as well. So maybe if you want to talk about that, just DM me, message me. I'll share with you. I can't share with you because some of those are black hat methods as well. So we are just keeping it strictly white hat here. Okay, this is a paid traffic strategy. I think there's nothing that I can basically talk about it. Most of you guys might know about this particular methods. Basically, just run ads for your app. You can run an app install campaign on AdWords. You can run an app install campaign on Apple Search Ads, basically, which is like a ad platform designed for iOS apps. You can run a traffic like app install campaign on Facebook, and that's where you can get a lot of paid downloads from. Another thing to focus while you're actually like running paid ads is to improve your CTR and conversion rates, because the higher the conversion rates of your particular app, the cheaper the downloads are going to be. So always try to improve your conversion rates by improving your screenshots or videos, icons, or anything that you can change about your app store page. We already discussed those points, right? Basically, what things you should focus on. But another thing that I didn't talk about was A/B testing. A/B testing is very important. Like I've seen, like just changing an icon or just changing screenshots, you can get like 30 to 40% more downloads. So why actually lose that opportunity? Always try to capture those downloads if you can, right? Always do A/B testing while you are launching something. There's a tool that we made called Store Mockers. That's my own tool, and you can use that for A/B testing. You can A/B test your app creatives, icons, screenshots, anything that you want to A/B test, and that's what I use for my apps as well. I think we are kind of in the end of the presentation. And what the hell? Thank you for attending my TED talk. And I was the only one speaking here, so yeah, that was basically a TED talk. There was no communication as such. But time for some like questions from you guys as well. If you have any questions, just feel free to drop by or just say hi.
Yeah, a lot of people actually have been, they've been saying hi since the start. And hold on, let me just fix that up for you. So thank you for that presentation. It would worked well halfway because we finally figured out. I really thought that was my internet at first because, the internet's really slow here. And I said, no, hold on. Everyone's saying that the slides aren't moving, but, you got through it. All right. So
Finally.
actually, if you guys have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments. I'll be happy to read them out for you. So wait for actually I've got a question with, personally with your own business. What were the challenges you faced with K-Shark apps to get to where it is now?
Challenges.
Yeah, for
A
K-Shark
lot of
apps.
it, man. A lot of it. So in the starting, when I
Mm-hmm.
was trying to build apps, I always felt like there's this kind of a strategy that I don't know where how these users, like how these people are getting downloads, how these people are getting traction on their apps. But in the thing,
Mm-hmm.
one thing you realize, it's not a secret strategy for a particular app. It's basically just A/B testing a lot of things. So if you A/B test creatives, if you A/B test your descriptions, if you A/B test your icons, you will figure out a perfect strategy or perfect recipe that just
Yeah.
works. So that is what is important. Try to do a lot of A/B testing. That's very, very important. I
Mm-hmm.
can't stress that enough. I think that's the most important thing when you're doing this kind of a launch.
Yeah. So even
I think
like
yeah,
the
that's what
smallest
like
details as well, they all matter.
exactly. Getting traction is the hardest part in anything, like in the business, in any kind
Yeah,
of thing that you're doing. Getting traction, getting revenue is the hardest part, right?
that's
Once you
true.
get that thing sorted, it's like things become easier.
We've got one question here from someone called Social Report from YouTube. Any ideas to do white hat, black hat, gray hat technique for the app's SEO?
I'll share the strategies. You can drop me an email at Kartik at ksharkapps.com. So maybe I'll just, yeah, you can just drop me an email. I'll share with you some links. I can't share them here because, of course, I don't want to give away my secrets like that. But, anyways, I'll definitely share with you if you just drop me an email.
All right, so for a social report, we'll be sending you an email for Kartik, so you can communicate
Or
with
you
him
you
directly.
you can just drop me a Twitter message. My Twitter handle is Kartik himself. You can just message me. I'll be able to help you out.
All right, perfect. At least they can directly contact you. For the
Yeah.
apps that you handle, were there ever some clients that were challenging, or how did you handle them? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of people want to build apps, but it's not every app will be useful or perfect for everyone.
Yeah. One of the very weird thing that happened to me was that there was this kind of a client that I actually onboarded, and I was charging him like $5,000 every single month, and everything was going fine. He gave me all the information that I needed to actually help him out. Then suddenly after a month he disappeared. So he was paying me the money. I was getting the money, but wasn't getting any kind of response from him. I dropped him a message. He won't reply to that. So I was just getting free money, and I was like, "What the hell? Like, how can I actually help you if you actually don't respond?" So I had to
Yeah.
actually cancel the contract like in second month. I did take the money, of course, for 2 months, but I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna be canceling it," and that was kind of funny for me. Yeah, so
Oh, gosh, that's that's crazy. All right.
yeah,
There's I'm not sure. Okay, this was from Parker. Tiny face so glowing like the speaker face. About the
what
app's
the
keyword, is it completely from website? Is it different from the website?
So app keywords are way different. Like all these keywords are in the App Store listing. They are not anything from. They are nothing related to SEO. There's no relation
Mm,
to SEO as such. So if you're going to be targeting making an app, just go and research your competitors and see the keywords that they are actually targeting right now. So it could be the keywords in
mm,
their app title, app description, or app long description. Try to see the
mm,
keyword or keyword combination that they are using, and try to figure out those combination for your app as well. And another
mm,
thing with apps is it's not just one language. You're not just doing optimization for English. You're optimizing your app for maybe Russian language if you're actually like launching an app in Russia as well, maybe Chinese, maybe Philippines, maybe Indonesian. So you would be actually translating your app store description into multiple languages. So try to
mm,
figure out all the combinations there, basically.
mm. All right. So thank you for answering that one. We have one from Sarita. How long do you usually run one A/B testing project before you change something, like the icons, landing page, front page header, or is there a specific time frame?
Yep. So there's no specific time frame. It's until you get a winner. So when you're running the A/B testing, if you're not seeing like a huge variation or downloads from what one particular variation, you keep on testing the different variation and see which is coming out as a winner. You'll basically be able to see, okay, this particular variation is giving you the most downloads. And if it's over a period of like maybe 7 months, you're getting the same kind of results, that's a winner. So just keep it, and like, yeah, your A/B test is done.
So it's a whole lot of patience for the people who want to develop certain applications too.
Exactly, exactly. And yeah, patience pays off, right? So if you're actually developing something,
Mm,
you're gonna be like, yeah, building it not just for a month or a year, but maybe for 5 or 6 years. So definitely
mm.
spend time on that. Yeah, very important.
Yeah, but with time as well, that's a lot of money. So I think a lot of people would also be interested in how you were able to fund your own business with Ksharkapps. How were you able to do that?
So I haven't taken any kind of funding, although I did get many offers. Like my like business is totally organic. I'm not taking any funding from anybody. We do make good revenue through our apps. I think I shared the revenue numbers before. I'm not going to be sharing here in public, but I've shared the revenue numbers before in private. So yeah, I think it depends. Many times, what people have different strategies of growing, right? So many, what they do is they actually raise funding first and then try to grow their app. With me, I basically just test out if the app is performing well, and if it's actually making money for me, I'll spend more money on that. So that's
Mm,
my strategy. I don't spend money until I'm actually making money from the app. If I'm making money from the app, I will invest more, and that's how
mm,
it is. Like I just don't go and start putting money, advertising money, without getting any kind of ROI. So that's what I do.
mm. Right. At least it's really worth your money if you're gonna be
Yeah.
investing in it.
Exactly,
My
exactly.
other question was, what are, I mean, I know that, we're all constantly like improving like businesses. What are some aspects of K-Shark apps that you're still improving or that you're improving on?
Uh, Still improving, like basically the coordination. So right now what has
Mm,
happened is there's this kind of a like corona thing that is happening, and my
yeah.
attention also got diverted in like multiple things. I'm trying to like focus on different kind of businesses. There's another
Mm,
business that I'm trying to build side by side, which is very interesting, kind of the same thing that Saastronautic guys are doing, but in a
mm,
different way. So hopefully you guys will be able to see it, and maybe a lot of you guys might know about it as well. So but yeah, the biggest thing is basically coordinating with the team, just talking with them on a regular basis. Many times what would happen is some guy would get sick, so the work would get delayed, and because of
mm,
that guy all the other team they can't basically work. So just coordinating that kind of thing is like, yeah, basically a big headache. Otherwise all is fine, man.
yeah,
There's no issue, that's it.
yeah, that's true. With with the whole COVID thing, it
Yeah.
gets really, it's a hassle. So we've got another question from TD Film Studio from YouTube. Hi, Kartik, can you explain from layman's perspective regarding the best possible and easiest approach for building an app from WordPress website for Android store, like App My Site is on AppSumo?
I still haven't tested that product, so I can't basically give you any reviews. But there are a lot of templates that are available, which can help you actually build a WooCommerce or a WordPress website into an app. You should be able to find those kind of templates on Code Canyon. Yeah, that's a place that you can go to. That's very easy, not that difficult. I think there are some site websites as well which actually help you convert your app, like a WordPress app or WordPress blog or a WooCommerce store into an app.
Mm.
I would have to do some research on that. So maybe like just drop me a message so that I remember it. Maybe I'll drop you a personal message after this.
All right, so thank you for answering that one. So I think if no one has else any other questions, do you have anything that people can look forward to? Maybe like something online or an event that you want to share with everyone?
Uh, Yeah, I think it's actually this space is exploding a lot. Like if you're gonna be entering into this space, there's actually still a good time. Many people thought like no social media app could actually come and take over anything, but you can see the recent example of Clubhouse. It just came last year and it's
Yeah.
already like everybody's talking about it. So there's always some innovation in this space, and you can actually figure out, you can create a platform and you can create a lot of value in this world, right? So keep on
Mm,
researching these kind of ideas and try to see like what kind of value that you can provide. And if you can find a idea that you can work on for a very long period of time, you have actually won, right? So just Mark Zuckerberg, that guy is not working on multiple projects. He's just working on Facebook since last 15 years.
mm,
So
mm.
that's quite interesting. If you can figure out that kind of idea, just go for it, man. Like just take your chances.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you. I mean, I think everyone just needs a little push, especially if they want to build something that's going to be amazing one day.
Yeah.
So with that,
Same,
I'd formally
same with
like,
anything,
yeah.
I guess. Like if you're going to be launching a website, many people
Mm,
actually like, I've been planning to launch some kind of course, but I've been so like busy in other things and I can't do that. So there's
mm.
always some things you need a little bit push on. If you need help in like launching an app, just message me. If you need any kind of, if you have any questions regarding that, yeah, just I'll help you out without any fees. I don't charge.
Not yet. Not
Not
yet.
yet.
He's not going to do it
Not yet.
yet. All right. So thank you so much, Kartik, for sharing your wonderful wisdom with the rest of us. I know that, if they have any questions for you, they can reach out to you and you'd be more than happy to reply to them. So with that, I'd like to close this webinar with thank you, big appreciation to Kartik for all the time and all the little errors we had on the way. Oh wait, hold on. We have another question from Sid. Any tips for building millions of subscribers and push notifications you have? I would love to learn that from you.
It takes time, man. Like it's not like it doesn't happen in one day, it doesn't happen in 2 days, it doesn't even happen in a month. I think it took me around 4 or 5 years to actually get to that number. So yeah, just start doing it right now. Hopefully in 5 years you will have like more than me. So that's something that you can look forward to.
Well, in 5 years, you might have like in the billions already. not just
Yeah,
millions.
maybe you have an app like Clubhouse, and like Mark Zuckerberg is offering you like a $10 billion offer. So you never know, man. Just try it. Start right now.
Exactly. Oh, wait, there's another one. So you guys really like to give me the comments towards the end. I've been thinking of launching an OTT or video on demand pay-per-view app for a long time. Is there any feedback or a tip or feedback you can give this person?
Yep, I've actually worked for a startup. Like when I actually started this journey, I was working with a company which was like kind of an alternative for Netflix in India. So what I would suggest is like it's basically getting customers, right? So uh,
Mm,
instead of just trying to like publish an app, you can what you can do is try to create a YouTube channel or other different channels that are out there, like maybe TikTok, and try to grow your app downloads using that those particular channels. So if you maybe open a TikTok, I hate TikTok, but I'm just giving you a suggestion because that's something that can
hey, why
help
do
you,
you
especially in this.
TikTok?
I don't know, man. I hate that kind of like kids dancing on random songs, and what the hell is that? So, but
There are other
anyway,
genres in that.
so like you can actually try these kind of channels. There's like TikTok, there's Reels, Instagram Reels, there's YouTube. So
Mm,
you can just target these channels and like try to get your traffic flowing from those channels into maybe a platform that you're building or maybe an app that you're building. Maybe don't start with an app, maybe just start with a web platform that just to test out the idea, right? Because many times what happens is building an app is much more difficult. It takes a lot more resources, a lot more money, right? So
mm,
always like first try out the idea and see if it's getting traction. If it's getting traction, you can always spend more money and build something out of that, right? So that's what I would suggest. Many people, what they do is
mm,
they just launch an app. I want to launch an app. I want just try out the idea first, and once it's actually giving you results, yeah, just actually invest in an app because it takes a lot of resources, man. Building an app is not easy. It takes like 3 to 4 months sometimes just to build a
mm.
good app.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think it's great that you gave that tip because I know that, there are a lot of applications out there that don't actually just, they don't make it because like some people they do download, but then after like a few days they're gonna delete it anyway because it's not helpful in
Yeah,
any way. I mean, it's a nice
exactly.
idea, but it's not there. So yeah, I
Exactly.
hope
Yeah.
TD.
It's not that easy to get traction anywhere. Like in web, if it's difficult in web, it's maybe like
Mm-hmm,
5 times more difficult in apps because
mm-hmm,
there's a lot of traction. Of course, there's a barrier of entry that is there. Like not everybody can make an app. A lot more people can actually push a website, but it's very difficult in that sense. So
mm-hmm.
yeah, first try out the idea and see how it's doing. If it's doing good, invest more money and invest more resources there. And I think I
Yeah.
know this guy. Like, just DM me, brother, man. Like, I'm always there for you. Don't worry about
Look at that,
Tarun.
you
I
guys. You
think
guys have
Tarun.
been
Yeah, yeah,
networking.
yeah.
All right. So if you guys don't have any more questions, then I'll close this webinar already. And of course, you guys don't be afraid or be shy from asking Kartik questions or, tweeting him or sending him an email. I think he'd be more than happy to answer you guys. So thank you so much, Kartik, for tonight. And, thank you for answering all the questions. I hope that enjoy the rest of this month as the astronaut of the month because it's well deserved. So congratulations again.
Thanks a lot.
So
Thanks a
yeah.
lot
All
for
right.
I did,
Bye.
and I
Bye.
didn't pay you guys. So yeah, that's very kind of you guys to actually make this. But anyways, thanks for that.
All right. Thank you. Bye,
Bye, guys.
everyone.